Hey, what's up guys? It's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be taking my Fire Kings. Now, Fire Kings are actually a really interesting deck that can have some very surprising effects that your opponent just can't stop unless they have the exact card, and it makes them really think twice before they establish a humongous board. With Grunics being able to, like, dark hole the field, it's very surprising what this deck can do, and it actually can frustrate your opponent quite a lot. Recently, I was actually testing this deck against Richard, and I think I caught him off guard a couple of times with this deck. And it's really fun. I was actually surprised at how well it did. And it's actually a really good deck. And I really hope you guys actually, after watching this video, give it a chance. And before we get into this video, don't forget to comment on the video and tell me what you think after you watch it. And subscribe for more content. So here we go, guys. And don't forget to hit that bell right down there. So anyways, guys, let's get into this video. Now this is actually a very fun deck to play if you guys have never played Fire Kings. So here we go. So first off, we're going to play 3 copies of Fire King High Avatar Grunics. Now High Avatar Grunics is the boss monster of the deck, and you really don't even need that much of an extra deck for this deck. During the standby phase, after this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, anywhere, if it's destroyed in the deck, field, whatever, special summon this card from your graveyard, and when you do, destroy all monsters on the field. That is crazy. It just dark holes the field. And when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fire King monster from your deck except another copy of itself. So it's really good to play this at 3 because you want to be able to roll as many Grunics as possible. And a quick little combo, if you can get 2 of them destroyed in the same turn, you can constantly be rolling their effects because you special summon the first one, blow up the field, special summon the second one, destroy the first one, and then the second one will come back next standby phase and then blow this one up, and then they just keep rolling. So it kind of constantly puts your opponent in a state of, oh my god, I'm going to get my field destroyed again. So it can add a lot of pressure, and it's kind of like that old psychology thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! It can really psych your opponent out. Then I'm playing one card that should be a Fire King, but it's not, and that's one copy of Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Nephthys is really good, because if this card is destroyed by a card effect at all, special summon this card during the next standby phase. And if you do special summon this card, destroy all spell and traps on the field. Now you have to be careful of this because you can destroy your own spell and traps. So that's why you just play one of it. So you can kind of, like, if your opponent's playing a back row heavy deck, you can wipe them out with just this. Or make them use resources to negate this to push for game. So that's when we play one copy of Sacred Phoenix. Sacred Phoenix is just awesome, and I think it's actually the card that inspired them to make Fire Kings, which is, like, close to my heart. I love this deck. Then we play 3 copies of Fire King Avatar Yangchi. It's a really good card if a Fire King monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, except during the damage step, of course. You can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one card in your hand or that you control, but you can only use this effect once per turn. Now that's really good because if you have a Grunics in your hand that's kind of dead and this gets destroyed for any reason, you can pop your own Grunics in your hand to get the effects rolling to start popping cards on the field. Really good. And this next card is the reason that I actually thought about this deck and wanted to profile it, and it's the new card that was recently released in Circuit Break called Fire King Avatar Arvada. Arvada is really good. It's kind of the card that the deck needed to kind of function a little bit better, in my opinion. Arvada has a really good effect. And if a monster effect is activated while this card is on the field, this is a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy one other fire monster in your hand or field, which is crazy good because you can negate monster effects now with this, which is something that we didn't have before in Fire Kings, but now we do. And the other effect is if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Fire Beast Warrior or Wing Beast, keyword Wing Beast, monster in your graveyard except another copy of itself and special summon it, but it has its effects negated and also destroyed during the end phase. That's fine. We can special summon our Grunixes or our Sacred Phoenixes or our other Fire King avatars, which is crazy good because if we do that, then we can get their effects off during the end phase. And it's kind of like a Monster Reborn and an Effect Veiler all at once, which is really, really good. So then we play the Searcher of the deck, which is 3 copies of Fire King Avatar Barong. Barong is really, in my opinion, he's probably the worst of them all. He's good, don't get me wrong, but compared to Arvada and Yangtze, he's not quite as good. He's your searcher to get your plays rolling. You kind of want to see him early game, but late game it's kind of like, oh, I got a Barong. So his effect is that if a face-up Fire King monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon him. And just like Yangtze, but his other effect is that during the next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect, you can add a Fire King card, any Fire King card you want from your deck to your hand. So he can help you out quite a lot because you can get the exact Fire King card you need to your hand. But again, he's kind of like a little slow because you have to wait till the next standby phase. Then we play 2 copies of Coach Soldier Wolfbark because all of these are Beast Warriors and you can special summon them back from the grave, overlay, link, whatever you need to do. But keep in mind, whatever you summon is going to probably get bombarded with Garunix. Garunix is a double-edged sword. You have to keep that in mind. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. This deck is so much fun. I cannot emphasize how much fun this deck is. So for the spells, we play 1 copy of Rekindling, because something to keep in note, all of your monsters that are the Fire King monsters, besides Garunix, are 200 defense. So this is like a mass Monster Reborn. They did that on purpose. Then we play 1 copy of Dark Hole. I know that's a really dark hole. But Dark Hole, it's actually from the Gold series. That's why it's that dark. But it destroys all your Fire Kings and all your opponent's monsters. Kind of the Garunix the 4th Garunix. Then we play 3 copies of Onslaught. Onslaught is crazy good. It's kind of like a Cyber Dragon effect. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monster, you can special summon 1 Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster from your deck. So all of your monsters are actually targets because they're all fire. They are all fire monsters, so they're all targets. And they're all Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast. But its effect's negated and you destroy it during the end phase, which is fine because we just get our Garunix's effect off the next turn. Then I play 2 copies of Circle. I play 2 Circle because your opponent can target your cards, and then you need to swap your Fire Kings out. And I'll read you a quick effect. Target 1 fire monster you control and 1 fire monster in your graveyard. Destroy the monster on the field, and then special summon the one from the graveyard. So if your opponent targets one of your Fire King monsters on the field, you can activate Circle, and then it doesn't get targeted. Like they're going to banish it or something like that. You can swap them out really quick. Then I play 3 copies of Fire King Island. Fire King Island is another card that they really needed when the structure deck came out. Fire King Island has 3 genuine effects. If this face-up card in your field zone is sent to the graveyard or banished, destroy all monsters you control, which can be, again, a double-edged sword. If you Sacred Phoenix of Neptus your field, and then all of a sudden you destroy your Fire King Island, it destroys all your monsters, which kind of sucks. So you've got to be really careful with Sacred Phoenix. And during your main phase, you can destroy 1 monster in your hand or you control. And if you do, add a Fire King monster from your deck to your hand. And if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 Fire Wing Beast monster from your hand, which is really, really good because it can summon out your dead Garunixes that are in your hand. Then we play 2 Terraformings for that, so we can get it to our hand really, really fast. 2 Forbidden Lance to protect our Fire Kings from spells and traps. And yeah, they do lose a little attack, but we can also use this to make your opponent lose a little bit of attack too. I'm playing 2 copies of MST because I don't like to discard a lot in this deck. If you want to play Twin Twister, be my guest. If you want to play Galaxy Cyclone, I think it's, no, it's not Galaxy, Cosmic Cyclone. If you want to play Cosmic Cyclone, play it. Anything that you want to play that's spell and trap removal, use these 2 slots to play it. I just play MSTs because I don't like to discard this deck so much. Then I play 3 copies of Supply Squad because this card can roll you into a draw 3 if you play them all. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, draw a card. You're constantly destroying them by card effect. So you're constantly going to be drawing cards from the deck. So that's why I play 3 copies of this. And they stack. They do stack. Then for the last 3 spells, I play 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. Tenki is really, really good in the deck because it makes all of your Fire King monsters that are Beast and Beast Warriors, or all the Beast Warrior monsters, gain 100 attack. So it makes them all 19 beaters. And it lets you add a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, which is really, really good because they're all Beast Warriors. It even lets you search Code Soldier, which is really good. But that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps. We're not playing very many traps because this deck is super aggro. Like really, really aggro. It's not very defensive. It's just kind of like, let me bombard the field and attack. 1 Torrential. Torrential is kind of the water that puts out the flame that lets him come back from the ashes. I know that's a really bad pun, but when a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. It can kind of surprise your opponent when you have like a Garunix on the field and you have this set. Then you can like flip this, destroy your own Garunix, let it come back on the opponent's turn, or let it come back on your standby phase, and then bombard the field again. And then this is the one time I say actually play Call the Haunteds over like Supply Squad, or not Supply Squads, Back to the Front, because if these get destroyed, they get destroyed. So if they get destroyed, their effects go off. So that's why I say play 3 Call the Haunteds on top of it. But that's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. And the extra deck should go pretty quick because you don't really need it. Like, Garunix is what you're mainly doing. For the off chance that you get 2 Garunixes on the field and you don't really want them, 38 Hope Harboring or Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. Either one of these, they actually protect themselves. If you're rolling 3 Garunixes, you might as well go for Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, or you're going to win regardless, because he can negate being destroyed, which is really, really good, because he's unaffected by card effects. I play the Utopia the Lightning Engine, which is a Utopia Prime, and a Lightning. Let me scoot these up, and we'll do them sets of 5. 1 Crooked Cook. I make this quite a lot in this deck because he can destroy. If he's the only card on your field, he's unaffected by all other card effects. And then once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach a card from him and destroy as many cards you control as possible. Then he gains 300 attack. So it's going to trigger all your Fire King monsters. Tiger King searches your Fire Formations, which kind of lets you roll them. That's the main purpose of him. Baguska. Do I need to talk about Baguska? He's a skill drain, and when he's in defense position, so you kind of slow down the game to get you your onslaughts and stuff like that you really, really need. 101, I kind of started looking at extra deck stuff that can negate being destroyed, so I picked 101, and I figured that I could steal stuff, and then summon Garunix, and then have a 21 body and a 27 body on board, so that's why I picked 101. Diamond Dire, because I can destroy one of my Fire Kings, and then destroy a card on your field and trigger their effects. Castel, because it's Castel. Borreload, because I wanted to put in Borreload, and I figured I could control enough of when I destroy that I can actually summon this. So I picked to play it. Deco Talker, because it's Deco Talker, and it's the most generic of all, like, Link monsters, besides Proxy Dragon. Now, there's a quick shenanigans with Proxy Dragon. If this card you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one card this points to instead. So if you Garunix, and this card points to something else, you can destroy the other thing and save this, which is really, really cool. And then I'm playing one of the new Magician Link monsters because you can bounce stuff, and that's the extra deck. Like I said, it's pretty easy to put this extra deck together. You don't really need the Borreload, but it helps in case like you get the 4 monsters or the Link monsters and you want to go for Borreload. It's kind of like a backup boss monster. But that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content, guys. And don't forget to hit that bell down below. We are really, really close to hitting, if we haven't hit it by the time this video posts, we are really close to hitting 2,500, which is really, really cool. I never thought I'd make it that far. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below for more content. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.